With the Prime Minister Narendra Modi personally taking stock of the situation, the lobby is attacking the army chief. The lobby is trying to create a divide within our forces.
Over the last 45 days, tensions have escalated along the line of actual control. From Ladakh to Shillong, China has been trying to use its muscle power and provoke on boundary issues. And India is ready to counter China on all fronts. The Prime Minister was briefed on the tensions along the LSE. At a time when India is preparing its strategy, Congress and lobby united to peddle a pro-China narrative. Vadra Congress has fielded Manvendra Singh to attack the army chief for the statement.
The questions which were asked in the later part, as far as the road is concerned to Dipu Lake, I do not see any contradiction in that at all. In fact, the Nepalese ambassador had mentioned that the area east of the Kali Nadi belongs to them. There is no dispute in that whatsoever. The road which we have made is in fact to the west of the river. So I don't know what they are actually agitating about. There are little issues as you go ahead as to where exactly the tri-junction should be. There have never been any problems on this score in the past. There is reason to believe that they might have raised these problems or these issues at the behest of someone else, and that is very much a possibility.
In an article written for a Lutyens media portal, the Congress leader, who is also the editor-in-chief for defense and security of the portal, has called Army Chief's statement insensitive, uncalled for, a deeply damaging. Armed with Congress support, the lobby is also trying to divide the forces by dragging in the Gorkha regiment. At a time when our forces are bravely standing up to the Chinese aggression, at a time when even America is backing India,
weekly, monthly, but certainly a very regular basis has to experience the pinpricks of Chinese military. The constant attempt to shift the norms, to shift what is the status quo, that has to be resisted, whether it's in the South China Sea, where we've done a group sail with India, or whether it's in India's own backyard, both on land as well as in the Indian Ocean.
Is the Congress and lobby compromising India's stand? Let's debate.
Opening remark on the debate from Colonel Shailendra Singh, who is going to be debating with Sarfaraz Wani from Srinagar. I was appalled, Colonel Shailendra Singh. I was appalled that the Congress party, when we are doing everything possible to consolidate and when we are preparing for any misadventurism by China, the Congress party is attacking the army. And the Congress party is attacking the army chief at this time. Colonel Shailendra Singh, obviously there was an attempt to twist the words of the Chief of Army Staff, but there seems to be a more insidious, deeper design than just that.
If I could be allowed to tell you one thing, who's Manvendra Singh? गंगा जल हाथ में रखकर बैठे हुए हैं क्या मनवेंद्र सिंह जो उनकी बात मानी जाएगी? He is trying to accuse an army chief. I'm not talking about a person. I'm talking about an appointment. An appointment which has always been so responsible in every word. When an army chief speaks, he means every alphabet. Not only every word. Who's Manvendra Singh to question it? Just because you have created an agenda for yourself doesn't mean that you can drag in an army chief like that. What has he told wrong? You give me one word out of what he has said.
Point is,
we have just now heard him. One word if he has said anything wrong. Oh, who's given a political statement? Nobody has given a political statement. You are reading politics in it. You are the one. No.
It is not about the merits of what has been said by the army chief.
No,
the question is, who is the authority who is saying?
Army chief has said very simply
Can army...
No, one second.
Make sense. Have the basic sense to talk. You must know what you are talking. Don't interject like that. Please, please see it again. Hear it again. Open your eyes.
We have a foreign
Open your
ministry,
ears.
a dedicated
No.
foreign ministry for that. Can we ask army to give political statements?
Oh,
What
yes.
was political about the statement?
Briefings about
What
politics?
was political about the
We
statement?
have all the respect for the
Army
What
never
is
gives-
political about the
Army
statement?
Army never gives
I'm
any
really
Army
sorry.
is not
What is
about
political
discussing
about the
politics.
statement?
We have seen a
Politics
bad
in it.
precedent since
You
lot
are
of times.
No, no, no.
Army
One minute.
coming
One
up
minute.
and
One
discussing
minute.
politics.
One minute.
We have
The
that
army
between-
chief
this is
statement.
all the
1 minute.
PDM
1 minute.
coming up
No, no,
and
no. 1
discussing
second.
politics.
Sarfaraz Wani. Sarfaraz
Army
Wani.
chief coming
If I
up and
please.
giving
If I can I ask you? Can I ask you? The army chief, Sarfaraz Wani, on the debate, Professor Swaran Singh on the right. Professor Swaran Singh, the army chief's comment was not about Gorkhas serving in the Indian army. Do you understand? This is this is a clear attempt. 1 minute. The Congress is attacking the army chief and saying there is that they've roped in a narrative about Gorkha regiments. Now I remember Professor Swaran Singh after Pulwama and around Balakot, there were ISI-backed Twitter handles which published false news saying Sikh regiment refuses to fight for India. You remember that, Colonel Shailendra Singh? And they used the Republic screenshot. They used the screenshot of one of our channels to say that. Now, I feel that when there is a critical time our forces are facing, when we are facing an external enemy,
Manipulators.
yeah, when we are facing an external enemy, why would the Congress want to demoralize our forces at a critical time on the LAC? That's my question. Professor Swaran Singh is on the debate. Professor Swaran Singh.
Thank you. I think for about several years now, it is clear that China has been pinching and poaching in India's neighborhood, and countries like Nepal had really come under their clout, and some of their statements more recently have been really kind of speaking the Chinese language, and otherwise one doesn't understand why such a harsh language being used against India. So I think a certain amount of message perhaps was required to be sent out to Nepal and to China both together. But whether the timing of it was correct, whether the
why would a political party which is operating in India, because it's the Congress party operates in India, not in China. My question is, General KK, why would the Congress party use this opportunity to attack the Indian army? I don't understand. Why are people on Indian soil working for inimical forces? The article says India's meddlesome, Congress leader says, India's meddlesome attitude towards Nepal. So you're putting the blame on India. You're protecting China. General KK, look at the dynamics. Very open support for China.
Yes.
The Congress is not even leaving anything to the imagination. They are openly coming out in China's support, maybe driven by their anti-Modi agenda, but should anti-Modi agenda be used to turn anti-India? That's my question. General KK. On the debate, Sunit Chopra is already protesting. KK. General KK, let's move the debate fast now. General KK.
You are confusing
yes,
Nepal with China.
See Arnab,
First,
let's listen. Professor, please listen to me. Please listen to me.
Sunit Chopra,
See,
that's
what's
Sunit Chopra.
happening?
Yeah.
John Naravani is speaking on a seminar, and in seminar he is taking the last question and tells exactly what is there on the ground. He tells that the Kala Nadi on the eastern side, Nepal is asking, and we do not have any problem. The western side, we are making the road. And this is the statement, and he says, if they are raising, it is raising on behest of someone. This is exactly the question is, and this is the answer of the chief. Where is the political statement in it? Mr. Chopra, you must understand, when you are standing, you are taking this today in the side.
It is a political statement.
Political statement when Mr. Chopra, you know what is happening in Eastern Ladakh, what is happening in the North Sikkim, and this is the time when you are making a statement on the garb of Nepal.
2015 and
In Nepal,
You stand with India, Sunit Chopra now.
Raising the issue.
Sunit Chopra, no, I think the time has come. I think the time has come to ask you one straight question which you may not like. No, General KK, GD Bakshi is on the debate. I think I'd like GD to come in, and then I'll come to you, Rami Desai. GD, I didn't want to ask this question to Sunit Chopra. But be as it may, I must today. And I am putting out a clear and present warning that the people of India are watching those who are standing with China today.
Not you. You are giving fake news and you are leading the people of India into a mess.
And you are a North Korean supporter. So listen to me. You have no standing to ask me a question. You have no credibility to ask me a question. I am telling you, Sunit Chopra, decide whether you're with China or India. GD Bakshi, I think he has to decide. People like him should have to decide. You want to be with China? Go to China. Go to China. Go to China. Take the first flight out. Or take a ship or a boat, for God's sake. But go to China if you are going to be with China now. Chair Bakshi.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, Arnab, the present army chief is highly balanced, very intelligent, operationally very experienced. He made a very balanced statement. He, in fact, put across the facts as they are on the ground. He was honest and he put it in a very diplomatic fashion. Can I please finish, Mr. Chopra? We can't talk at the same time. Please. Now, I take umbrage.
You know it well.
I take umbrage to what Manavendra Singh has said. He is a major in the territorial army of India. And there are certain protocols and there is a chain of command which he has just violated by these very rude, very offensive remarks against his own chief. He is serving as a territorial army officer. The chief simply said in the fact, there is the Ceausescu of Nepal.
Not meddle in politics.
Prime Minister Oli, who is called the Ceausescu of Nepal, the most thoroughly corrupt individual.
Mr. Oli is a man I know personally and I have great respect for him. He's a man who represents the interests of Nepal far better than you are representing the interests of India.
Country out to China. I think the chief was very diplomatic in putting it across. He could not have been more diplomatic and statesmanlike in putting this harsh truth across. Oli is trying to save his skin. Oli is trying to save his guppy.
The earthquake,
trying to
the blockade of the border. They have
Isn't this I asked today Rami Desai? Rami Desai on the debate right now. Rami Desai on the debate right now. And let's get straight to, isn't this the same Vadra Congress whose leader Sandeep Dikshit had called the then chief Bipin Rawat a Sarakka Gunda because he warned stone pelters in the Kashmir Valley? Isn't the same Congress, this the same Vadra Congress, Rami, that at the time our army was tearing down the Chinese at Doklam? Rahul Gandhi went to five-star hotels to hold parallel meetings with the Chinese envoy Lu Zhanjui and do flip-flops about the meeting. Where does that allegiance lie?
Arnab,
where does their allegiance lie? Rami is on the debate. Rami,
Arnab,
pose your question to Sarfaraz. Or Saira Shahreen is on. Is Saira on? Yes, go on.
Arnab, I have no...
Yeah. So Rami Desai.
Arnab, I have absolutely no idea what happens to people when they shift to the Congress party. I mean, Manvendra was a fairly good defense analyst. I don't know what has happened. I've read this article of his. And to bring in the Gurkhas is like voicing and mouthing the exact words that the Deputy Prime Minister of Nepal, the Defense Minister of Nepal said. He said that we are ready to fight with India, and the Indian Army Chief has heard the Gurkha sentiments. He brought in the Gurkhas, and Manvendra is now mouthing the same words. Having said that, if Manvendra is a security analyst, the questions instead that he should have asked is why this unsolicited aggression from Nepal towards India.
Why not we discussing the basic question? Can army come
this
up
is
and
not
give
a political
statements?
I am sorry, maybe you should do your homework in calm, because that is not the question. This is, first of all, this is not a political statement. The army chief did not make a political statement. He made a very rational statement. You clearly do not come from a defense or security analytical background, because if you did, you would have known that this is the question in everybody's mind. Everybody who has been watching the India-Nepal situation has been wondering, why have these statements been made? Why has the goalpost of the tri-junction been changed continuously? I'm sorry. I don't think you even understand the situation that is going on between India and Nepal. First, Nepal has changed its goalpost. Right? There was never a situation in this tri-junctional issue that existed ever since the road has been built. It's been built for the last 10 years.
Sunit.
And there wasn't a question that arose. Why is it that this question has come up today? Why is it that the Prime Minister of the country has made such aggressive statements like the virus, the COVID virus is coming from India, that the strain that is from India is a stronger strain?
Why even pull
Of
ourselves
course,
back?
any rational person would question any rational...
No, Rami, I would go further.
Yes,
I would go further. Sunit Chopra, don't mind. But I want to ask you, what is your real intent, you tell me? See, viewers, let's look at it logically. It seems to me that the Congress has decided that it has to support the Chinese. Whatever, I don't know what the reasons are. Are the Chinese funding them? Is the Congress being funded by China? I'm asking a question. It's my democratic right. Why would they be so predisposed towards Beijing? Democratic right. Democratic. Sunit Chopra, you think... Sunit Chopra, listen to me. Democratic right, sir.
Absolutely.
Democratic right is, this is the same Congress which, when the Indian army was taking on the Maoist threat, had the Congress party mouthpiece in September 2018 claim that the forces were ambushing Maoists. And Maoists were just, quote unquote, Professor Swaran Singh, angry young men in rural areas do pick up guns given an opportunity because of rural joblessness. So they were supporting the Maoists. They're supporting the Chinese. The same Congress party, I am not, I'm just being extremely precise tonight. Same Vadra Congress said, oh, your missiles didn't help. Pakistan says only trees were damaged, we believe Pakistan. Same Congress after surgical strikes said Khoon ki dalali. So do we forget? Colonel Shailendra Singh, tell me one thing. Do the people of India forget that easily? But what is happening now, Colonel Shailendra Singh, is very suspicious. Because now is a really tense situation on the LAC. You and I are not doing this debate out of a whim. You know, you're a former army man. You know the situation is serious, right? At this time for Sonia Gandhi to take a pro-China position, I can't understand why she's doing it. I really don't understand.
Oh, let me explain. Let me explain this. Thank God we in army are actually not bothered about such political statements. And Mr. Wani, when he says that this is a political statement, sir, from where did you become such an expert that what the army chief is speaking is all political? Who are you? I want to know who is Manvendra Singh. What is their basis? What is their standing in our society to decide that our army chief is speaking political?
Okay, can I come in, please?
Saira, my question to you is that is this the time to be attacking our forces? So before you come in, I want to not caution you. It's a democracy. You can say what you want. But I want to tell you that high level, please don't take a pro-China position anymore, even though you may really love the Congress party. But don't even think about it.
Please,
because the mood in the country is different.
I've not even opened my mouth. Can I talk, please? I've not even opened my mouth. So kindly don't assume what position I'm going to take. Firstly, just like you, I'm also from an army background. So please spare us the horror here. And secondly, we cannot cast aspersions on the Nepalese army. They have been very loyal to the Indian army.
Who is cast?
For decades.
1 minute.
Here. For decades.
What are you talking about?
What
are you talking? There's nothing. We don't have a Nepalese army. The Gorkha regiments. 1 minute.
If we cast aspersions on the Nepal army.
What are you talking about?
It's in the best interest of the Indian army.
GD Bakshi, this is horrific what she said. This is the line of that. GD Bakshi, what is she talking about? GD Bakshi.
The
GD Bakshi, I didn't get what she was saying. We lost her video. Yeah.
The Nepalese
I'll try and get her
army
back.
is a fraternal army.
No, but why are they talking?
Our army chief is honorary colonel of the, is an honorary general in the Nepal army. What nonsense is this? And firstly, we have a territorial army officer. Manavendra Singh is a territorial army officer. He holds a commission. For him to talk against his own army chief is a chargeable offense. And I hope the army will take note of this. He is not a civilian. He holds a commission in the territorial army of India.
Professor Swaran Singh, I think Professor Swaran Singh, you've been straying away from the politics of it. I can understand you're an academic. However, why don't you just take a principled position? Is it not necessary at a time of heightened, escalated conflict along the LSE, at a time like this when our Prime Minister is looking at this at the highest level? I'm sure you're aware of the level of meetings which have happened today. They don't happen for a lark. There is a developing situation. Why would any lobby be doing the bidding for China? Does it not go against national interest?
Arnab, there is absolutely no doubt that when it comes to national security, there should be no playing of politics, no partisanship. For national security, I think we all need to stand together. Second, I think we are fundamentally discussing whether the comment made by Army Chief was in order or not. Two things. One, we don't live in an ideal world where theoretically academics will say generals should not speak things of foreign policy, should only talk about operational side. We are not living in an ideal world. We are living in a real world. Second, this is not the first time an army chief has made a comment of this nature, which has raised furor in certain quarters. We have had some comments made earlier where China was upset with us. Only thing I hope is that when army chief makes such a comment, there is a brainstorming that has happened behind it. All the stakeholders in the government of India have thought through as to what exact wording he's going to use.
Yeah.
Because when an army chief speaks like this is going to be debated worldwide, not only in India. So I'm sure that there was a thinking behind giving that message, not just to Nepal here, but also giving a message to China. If it is well calibrated, then I think there is nothing wrong.
But I appeal once again, because I closed the debate for want of time, that we have to, General Bakshi, okay, I'll give you one last word to General Bakshi, or General KK or General Bakshi, one line from you, both of you.
I'd like to...
Why is this moment important? General Bakshi, let me put it to you this way. Many people don't know the details of what's been happening at the LAC. In very layman terms, can you tell us why it's necessary for the country to be united and to support whatever our government is doing?
Arnab, the greatest security challenge to us comes from China. At a time when China is flexing its muscle, trying to create, awkward situations for us by needlessly, prompting Pakistan to up the ante in Jammu and Kashmir, trying to now provoke Nepal into taking hostile stances against India, into trying to spoil the fraternal relations between our two countries. And this must be seen in the context. This whole thing has arisen because of the road that was inaugurated to the Lipu Lake Park, which was inaugurated by our defense minister himself. The army chief was there. The position is totally harmonized. As far as all the wings of the government are concerned, it's the whole of the government approach. I'd like to assure Professor Swaran Singh. And at this time to attack the army chief in the language which has been used against him by the Nepalese defense minister of the communist government, and when at a time the communist government is trying to distract attention from the charges of corruption levied against it by turning the heat against India, I think it is the army chief was well within his right to put across the factual position when he was asked a specific question.
I think he was completely. Viewers, I caution you against the lobby which is bidding for China. Viewers, this lobby is anti-national. Viewers, this lobby is against national interest. Viewers, this lobby has written articles such as India cannot be the next China and shouldn't try. It's very sad that within our country we allow these people to flower. I thank you all for this debate. Republic is keeping a very close watch on the situation on the LAC. We'll have more details soon.